My name is Jackton Mwembe. I'm a civil engineer by profession, and we are here to help the public understand the issues that are pertaining to the industry, and especially the integrity of our buildings. I want to mention particularly that developers, especially in the building industry, usually have a capital investment. When they put their money into the construction, it is a long-term project, and therefore they need to take a lot of precaution when they're engaging the consultants to ensure that they are guided appropriately, and to ensure that they get products that are timely and also good quality, and also products that are within the costs that they have put in. And therefore, I would wish to advise that every time we engage them, we ensure that we are given the products and the mandate that is due unto them. And therefore, when we look at the buildings and the reasons why we have to engage these consultants, such as the architects, the quantity surveyors, the structural engineers, and the services engineers, they're very crucial in the process of building and the construction stages. Therefore, as an engineer, I would advise the developers to ensure that when they are engaged these such people, they will get services such as advices and specifications that will be able to enable the contractor who will be engaged to follow certain standards that will ensure that the building is stable and sound. And therefore, the engineer will be able to advise on the foundations of the building, and whether the building is going to sit on a firm ground, or whether the building is going to sit on a formation which will be able to carry it. The main objective of this is just to ensure that you, as the developer, you will be able to have the building carried together with everything that will be in it during its use. So the engineer, especially the structural engineer, will be able to advise you on the kind of foundations that you will be able to use. And these foundations are some different in nature, and the engineer also will be able to guide on the type. When it comes to the structures above ground, that is the building itself, the engineer will also advise on the ways it's supposed to sit, and the orientations of those particular probably members that will carry the building. And these members are usually sized by this engineer so that they don't protrude inside the buildings, or they are hidden within the walls, so that when you have your space, it is a space that will be able to be utilized optimally. And mostly when we have such buildings, we have a few materials that usually come into it. These materials are things like sand, we have ballast, we have cement, and even the quality of water. All these are brought together by a specification or by some design that the engineer provides to enable the building or the material, that is concrete being used, to be sound, so that when it is put into use, you don't experience cracks on the buildings. And therefore, quality of these particular materials are very key in the building industry. So when you don't engage the consultant, and especially the structural engineer, qualified structural engineer, then you will end up getting supplied with materials that are below the standards. And therefore, the product that you'll be getting will actually be of low quality, and that is where you start experiencing cracks in the buildings or settlements in the building when you start using. So as a developer, you are prone to lose a lot by the fact that you've reused wrong materials for the construction of your building. Secondly, I would like also to state that as when you engage an engineer, a professional engineer in your project, you will be able to also get ascertain the quality of this particular material through lab tests and sampling from sites, so that you are sure that the material you are using is the right material for the product. I can be able to tell each and every one of you as developers or the public that in our markets today we have so many substandard materials, and therefore the person who is conversant with the right material is the professional, and therefore we need to engage them so that they can be able to advise us appropriately. We have cases of buildings that have collapsed, and we are aware within the city of Nairobi, within the cities of Kisumu, Mombasa, and any other in this country. And this has in most cases has been attributed to the poor quality of materials. And therefore, it is advisable that we as the professionals need to come to you and tell you that we need to work together to ensure that whatever you are building is as a product that will be able to meet the standards and will be able to pass the test of time. When you are carrying out the project of buildings, it takes several years before you get into probably demolish that kind of a building once its life is exhausted. But I can tell you the period is too long, and therefore whatever you're putting in at this particular time needs to be ascertained, needs to be sound, and needs to stand the test of time when its life comes to an end. So I would advise the public, I would advise developers to keep engaging at all stages the professionals to enable us as a country move forward with a lot of integrity and with a lot of sure future, that whatever we are putting together can run through the generations. Thank you.